From the National Weather Service in Raleigh, it's Nick Petro with your routine Thursday briefing for Central North Carolina. This briefing covers today, the 18th of June through the 24th. And you remember on Monday when we were talking and I said about the heavy rain? And I said, yeah, I bet on Thursday we'll be talking about river flooding. Well, sure enough, we're talking about river flooding today. So here's a 7-day rainfall. And you can see, look at the red. Look at that swath of red there, 5+ inches of rain. And guess where all that went right into? The Tar River Basin. You'll notice the Neuse River Basin didn't really get it too bad. So really no river flooding on the Neuse is expected. And then points west of the triangle, there was a couple inches of rain, but certainly not enough to produce river flooding. So the very concentrated area of rain is mainly an impact to the Tar River and its tributaries. And these hydrographs sort of allude to that. You can see Lewisburg is climbing through moderate. Looks like that will turn the curve here, hopefully, pretty soon. Rocky Mount is already in major. I believe, what is this, the third? Is this the third highest it's ever been? Third? Okay. So my colleagues behind me here are saying it's the third highest on record at Rocky Mount. So clearly that rainfall we just looked at, 5+ inches, that's quite an impact. You'll see there Tarboro is takes a little while, a little bit longer for that to get down into Tarboro. So that is predicted to reach moderate, the low end of moderate, fortunately. And then you can see one of the feeders there at Fishing Creek there is going to top out here in the next few days. So anyway, that's the big story. We're all keeping our fingers crossed that we don't get a whole lot of additional rain. Let's keep tropical cyclones out of here for now. That's the last thing we would need. But certainly, at least in the near term, until that Tar River goes down, we're going to be looking at some flooding issues. On a more aerial basis, you could see we've issued a flood warning for Nash, Western Warren, and Franklin County, and we're seeing continued flooding across that warned area. High water is on several roads, especially in low areas near creeks. Now, if the Tar River's as high as it is, then obviously all those creeks that feed into it are going to back up. Everything's going to back up. So creeks, feeder creeks, streams, obviously are going to create impassable roads that are near them. So anyway, Swift Creek, Stony Creek in Nash County, out of their banks and so on. The main thing we ask you to do is remind the folks in your area, remind your constituents, remind the folks in your sphere of influence who live in these areas, the best thing to do, the way to stay safe is quite simple. Just don't drive into it. If you stay out of the floodwaters, there's no reason anybody should be impacted or at least, injured or swept away. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. So, our saying, turn around, don't drown. So that's the main thing, main point I want to convey here. Back at these river gauges I showed, you'll see here, it looks like as we get towards the weekend, we may see some gradual decline in these rivers. So then everything else should be able to decline too. All those feeder creeks should be able to, gradually come down as everything's able to get flowing again and move downstream. So it looks like some of that aerial flooding that we've got in the warned area may go on for some time. So again, if one of the roads you normally travel is impassable right now, it's probably going to remain impassable for some time, at least for another day or so until those the whole system, the whole basin clears out and lowers. Okay, so this may go on for a little while. All right, what about the weather pattern? Unfortunately, we're in a pattern here that would mean showers and thunderstorms will remain in the forecast right through the weekend, and really, quite frankly, through the whole 7-day forecast. So, soils are saturated. So if you get a heavy downpour, it won't take very long for problem spots to creep up. Maybe some new problem spots. Hopefully any additional shower and thunderstorm activity doesn't fall over that same area that I showed you earlier, because then obviously that could prolong the flooding up there along and adjacent to the Tar River. But quite frankly, it's just the soils are saturated everywhere across central North Carolina. So new localized flooding spots could develop if a slow moving or repetitive shower or thunderstorm moves over. But the key point is we're going to have the chance for showers and thunderstorms expected into the weekend. All right. Now, early next week, the rain chances may lessen some, but we can't remove the chance from the forecast. So, with lesser rainfall chances and more widely scattered coverage, we would expect that the rainfall amount should be less early next week as well. But obviously, we'll be keeping an eye on that. With the pattern evolving and getting back into more of a very warm southerly type flow, we'll see temperatures, daytime highs climb, approach 90 by Sunday and maybe into the low 90s by Monday. So keep that in mind too, because early next week, if it isn't river flooding, it might be for impacts, it might be heat impacts. So keep that in mind too. We have to be alert for heat impacts as well. All right. How much rain? Really, it just depends ultimately on who sees those showers or heavier downpours and who sees repetitive type action. It looks like areas west of the triangle should see the greatest rainfall amounts today. And then you'll notice for the panels there Friday, Saturday, it's a little bit more scattered around the state. And you'll notice the shade of green is lighter Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday and Wednesday. That's good news. So any rainfall that we do get those days, right now the thinking is it should be a little bit lighter, more widely scattered in coverage. All right, when you add up 7 days, we're looking at maybe 1 to 2 more inches, locally higher possible, where any heavier downpours or repetitive showers or thunderstorms move over. So again, watch out for any new additional spots of poor drainage flooding pop up as we head through the next few days. All right, I guess the good news with the cooler temperatures we've seen, that's kind of precluded thunderstorm and severe thunderstorm activity. But things will be warming up, so I think maybe it'll the storms, the showers will be able to grow a little deeper, maybe a little bit better rain chances or thunderstorm chances we head through head into the next few days. However, right now we're not expecting anything organized in terms of severe thunderstorms, damaging thunderstorms, that is. And then as we look further down the road, the 8 to 14 day outlook shows temperatures basically below normal temperatures, actually further to our west. And we're kind of caught in a transition zone, if you will. Maybe hinting at a little bit above normal, but certainly not too far from where we should be. All right, in rainfall, again, it's sort of suggestive of a transition zone. We'll see what the latter portion of the 8 to 14 day looks like in terms of temperature and precip, but certainly we could use a dry spell, at least temporarily, but that does not appear to be in the offing for the 8 to 14 day. All right. So that wraps up this Thursday briefing. So again, river flood warnings are in effect for the Tar River and Fishing Creek. Major flood stage right now at Rocky Mount, and that'll last through Friday. Moderate flood stage at Lewisburg through tonight. And then Tarboro will see moderate flood stage develop by Saturday. The chance for showers and thunderstorms are expected to continue into the weekend. So any saturated soils, with saturated soils, that is, any additional rainfall may result in additional rises on area streams and rivers and could lead to new areas or additional areas of flooding. Again, probably not widespread, but it just depends on who gets what and where it's repetitive. All right. Rain chances may lessen early next week, but they can't be removed from the forecast, so subsequent rainfall amounts should be less during that time as well. And then finally, don't forget about heat impacts. It'll be warming up this weekend. We could see 90 plus degrees for high temperatures by Sunday or Monday. And there you have the graphic there with the next few days highlighted there, and you can see that gradual return to summer-like temperatures, if not above normal by Monday there. And the rain chances, unfortunately, have to stay in the forecast. So be careful, be cognizant, always watch out for areas of ponding of water, slow down on wet roads, and you know, just be cautious, especially at night when you can't see flood risks. It's harder to see at night. So just take it easy and turn around. Never drive through areas where water covers the roadway. All right, so that wraps up today's weekly Thursday briefing for Central North Carolina.